Hey Gaelinn, it's Dr. Scott. So I have some feedback for you on your second essay, the visual analysis. And there'll be time in class on Monday, so that's today, like in a half hour from now. There's going to be time for you to listen to my comments, think about some questions you might ask, and then kind of chat with me about my feedback and kind of clarify anything that doesn't make much sense. There's quite a bit of work to be done on the revision. I know that stuff has happened in the last couple of weeks. I just want to let you know that you're going to be able to do this. It's going to be fine. Just come chat with me. I'm happy to help you out. You'll get it. But there is a bit of work to do. So I'll kind of talk you through some of the major criteria for this assignment and kind of how you did on those criteria. And those criteria were thesis statement, using details from the murals to support your thesis statement, integrating sources, and then organizing your ideas. So I'll kind of walk you through those. So the introduction has some basic information about the murals, and I think that some of that's kind of helpful. I think kind of easing us a little bit more into your argument would be nice. It's also, your essay is also pretty short, so it could be helpful there. I mean, you don't want to bullshit it, but it could be kind of cool to talk about. Like, if you know the Portsmouth area, you can kind of talk about your experience or something like that. Anyhow, the thesis statement doesn't really kind of make an argument just yet. It just says, I want to be focusing on 2 murals, and that's not really a claim just yet. So you need a subject, and so you got the 1940 street view and the 1937 flood. Like, okay, so cool, I know what things you're going to be writing about. But there also needs to be something in there where you're saying, like, these murals accomplished successfully or unsuccessfully through the use of, let me take it down here so you can see this, through the use of, colors and visual details. Madison Diaz, who's in our class, is writing about the same murals, and this is more or less the argument that she has. So you need something that kind of makes that argument. What that does, though, is it means that you can't really organize, or you shouldn't really organize your essay by, here's one paragraph, here's another paragraph. It needs to be, here's one paragraph, here's the other paragraph. And I hope that makes sense, because that's super important in revising this essay. Whether you use colors or visual details or, shading or, just the scale of the murals, or like the framing that they use, whatever methods you think that they're using, that's what sets up the body paragraphs. So this paragraph here where you're talking about the 1940 street view, there's some details in there that I think could be really kind of interesting. But it needs to be about, not necessarily, like the paragraph should be about not the mural, this one mural. It should be something like this. Colors to help people see Portsmouth as a place that bounces back from its struggles. Okay, that's a shitty first draft of a statement there, but you kind of see where that's going, though, right? Like, there's going to be part of the paragraph that's going to be writing about one of the murals, and then another part of the paragraph is about the other mural, but they're both going to be talking about this issue here, about the colors that are being used. That's what drives it, the paragraphs, your thoughts about what the murals are trying to accomplish. Okay, there's a lot of summary in some of these paragraphs. There's some parts that I think you can build upon for this assignment, but right now these paragraphs aren't kind of doing what they need to, which is support an argument that you have about what the murals are trying to get across. So one thing that I think that you could do is, like, if you write about this darker scene in the 1937 Portsmouth flood mural, like, what do you think they were trying to get across? What do you think Dafford was trying to get across by having murals that go from this to this and having this darker scene? Like, what is that contrast supposed to kind of make us think about? And so if you're able to answer that, cool. that means that you're on your way to a thesis statement. It means you're also on your way to one of your supporting reasons, which is like they use color to do blah, like whatever you think. And so I kind of want you to get to that point. And if you're not sure how to get there after today, make sure you make an appointment to chat with me about that so that we can make sure that you're getting there. As far as like, there's other criteria that I need to tell you about just because they're important for the assignment, but I don't think you necessarily need to think about them just this minute. But you do need to have your thoughts organized a little bit. So there should be a reason why you're going from like colors to visual details, or from colors to facial expressions, or whatever methods that you're using to say that the mural's got this particular idea across. There needs to be a reason why you're going from one idea to the other. So if you're going from colors to the facial expressions of people in the murals, there needs to be a reason why you're going from one to the other. Maybe you think one is more effective. Maybe you think one is very ineffective and the other one is kind of meh, and you're doing it, you're organizing your essay based on like effectiveness of the argument, whatever. There needs to be some kind of method for your madness. Not that there's madness here, but there's some kind of method for like how you have ideas arranged. So that's one issue I need to bring up with you. The other one was you need to be citing some sources. Integrating sources is an important part of the assignment. You've got the images in here. They need captions, and I can show you how to do that. It's pretty easy. But there's also 3 sources that I introduced to you all, and I asked that you cite 2 of them. So either the documentary that we watched, the Andrew Fite essay about the Portsmouth floodwall murals, and then there's a Conrad piece that's about how murals try to teach people. So integrating 2 of those, quoting 2 of those is needed for this essay as well. So there's a fair bit of work to do. This essay has, I think, some promise, because I think you're talking about some things that you could turn into a thesis statement. But right now it's not there. I'm going to, again, give you all time in class today, on Monday, to work on this. You can also take a little bit of time on Wednesday as well. We'll also be in a lab, and I'm going to give you guys time to work on Essay 3, but if you want to ask me some more questions about this, I'd be happy to chat with you. All right, Gaelinn, that's it. I know stuff's been rough lately, but you can totally do this, and I believe in you. And so if there's anything I can do to help, I hope you'll let me know. All right, that's it.